Incoming transmission.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas!
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's the 11th of December. Can't believe it's the 11th of December. I can't believe where this year's gone, actually. I don't know where it's gone. I'm looking at Mikie today. Or Mikey. It's like Mikey, I think. But yes, on the ZX Spectrum. I first had this on a compilation, actually. I can't remember what actually compilation name was, but it came included with a couple of other games as well. Hypersports being one of them. I can't remember what the other one was. I think there was like a 4-game pack, and this was one of them. But yeah, it's based on the arcade game, and basically the idea of the game is to collect the hearts around the rooms while avoiding teachers, janitors, and other such fellows. Now, in this section of the game, you've got to basically bum-butt the people off their chairs and collect the love hearts underneath the seats. Now, the teacher will follow you round. Oh, that was a bit unfair. I was sat down then, you plum. But basically, he'll follow you around until you sit down, in which case he will sod off. At least that's the theory, but he just threw his false teeth at me, even though I was actually sat down. But never mind, I think probably really annoyed him. So basically, yes. You can see as I collect hearts, I also collect letters at the top of the screen, which I believe will spell out the word open. I've got to remember this because it's been a long time since I've played this game. But basically, once you've done that, you'll go into a hallway, and then we'll head into the next level. Once you've completed, well, I say completed, once you've got through the levels that you need to get through, and you've met your girlfriend in the playground, then the game basically resets with a bit of a harder system going on. So you get more hearts to collect, longer words to spell out, and the guys are really hard to avoid. So here's the first part. You've got to avoid the janitor and the teacher at the same time. Now, this isn't a bad conversion, actually, as arcade conversions go. This isn't bad at all. Not quite sure why there's a chef in the... I believe this is the locker room. Looks like an arcade, doesn't it? Oh, God, now how do I shout? Basically, you've got to collect these love hearts here by shouting at them. I believe in the original game you actually had a headbutt, but I think they took it out because it was deemed too violent. So they changed it to a shout. It's an incapacitating shout apparently, but I always get caught by the guys. You can also take those basketballs out, and they'll have there we go. They'll have a bit of a play with those. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a playing with their balls reference, but never mind. So yeah, you can distract them with objects around the room. God, how do I shout? Oh, they are chasing me. Ah, there we go. Right, so fire button on its own will shout. And, yeah, that's about it, really. So that's how you get the love hearts out of the lockers, which I'm guessing that's what those are. You have limited time, and it's really, really easy to get caught. While you're learning the ropes of this game, you'll probably find that it's quite frustrating. Now, I quite like the game, actually. The graphics on it aren't that bad, considering this ran on a 48K as well, which was my first experience with it. And I don't know if there was a 128K version made. I don't think there was, but... let's never mind. There's no real sort of music or sound. There's music on the intro screen, and that's about it. There's little sort of ditties as you go along, but there's no real sort of sound effects to speak of. You've got the shout there. There's this big sort of shout when you first start the level as well. So let's have a look at the UI. So up in the top left, that's how many lives you've got left. You've got actually tells you where you are in the top right. Now in the middle is what the word you're spelling out to be able to exit the room. So that's all fairly nice. And then you've got your score up there in the cyan font there. So cyan is the colour, not the font name. But there you go. So all in all, it's actually a fairly fun little game. It can be frustrating, especially once you get them latched onto you and they just won't leave you alone. But like I say, you can distract them with various objects, which is quite nice. Now, the only thing about the locker room is you've got to be actually central onto the lockers to be able to take the hearts from them, which can be a little bit frustrating. I mean, it's probably just a little design bug or a bit of bug in the code that doesn't allow it to recognise that you're standing there. But it's not a massive thing. Just reposition yourself and away you go. And so sadly the thing is only one player, and I'm going to get caught here, aren't I? But yes, I was hedging my bets a bit too much there. And there's the little game over ditty. So yeah, we'll put our name in and we'll have another go. I want to actually see if I can get at least one playthrough done for you guys, so you can actually see how it works. And we'll end up on the next. Well, I'm not going to spoil it. If I get to the end of the game, I'm going to stop it. You guys can grab hold of a copy of the game and do it yourself. You can see there we've got keyboard, Kempston, cursor, interface 2, and you can redefine your own keys, which is kind of nice. I do like that. So off we go. And again, we are going to bum-butt our way across. It depends on how you want to play the game as well. You don't have to stick to any sort of set of rules. You can have these hearts in any order. I think you get a bonus if they're flashing, like bonus score. But other than that, then it doesn't really matter if you don't get them in any sort of sequence. There doesn't seem to be any benefit to it apart from a higher score. It's quite fun to sort of see how far you can push the teacher as well. He's sort of locked onto you as soon as you start moving around. He kind of makes a beeline for you, but he'll also wander around the room aimlessly as well. Now we got that done quite quickly this time round, so you can see how quickly you can pick this up, and it's quite nice. I'll show what that big barrage of noise is. Now it's very easy to get caught by the janitor in this, especially when he's in the middle of the corridor like that, because he can quite easily just come down the corridor as you're going past him and nab you. So you've got to be careful on that. Other than that, this game's actually quite good fun. I think you will enjoy this if you are into this sort of game. It's a bit of strategy involved here, a little bit of thinking and planning needing to be done, but you do it on the fly. It's not like you can just sit there and sort of pre-plan everything, because you're on the move constantly. Now I'm gonna, oh no, got caught by the teacher, and I'm gonna start again. That's the only problem with this, is once you have been caught, the whole room resets, so whatever progress you have made just will completely disappear, and you'll have to start again. But it's only a minor problem really. Like I say, in this section of the game here, you just grab a basketball, throw it at them, and they can be entertained for a few seconds, few valuable seconds at that. The worst part is when you got all three of them and they're all spread out around the room, and they're all sort of closing in your central position. It's a little bit like Pac-Man, if you like. Once the ghosts have a sort of idea of where you are, then it gets really frustrating really quick. So now we've got a better scope to get out of the room now, hopefully show you a little bit more of this game, and see where we can go. Have you guys ever played Mikie before? I'm guessing that's the right pronunciation. Have you guys played this before? Did you play it on the Spectrum, or did you play it on any other format, including the arcade? I'd love to hear from you guys if you have played this before, and let me know what system you played it on. I believe it was available for all the home computers. I know it was normally, if it was on the Specky, it was on the others as well. Oh, this one, by the way, they're eating chickens, because now we're in the canteen. Oh, that's the other thing as well, sometimes that you walk past something to pick it up, and he just doesn't. So, frustration at times. There you go, I'm just yelling at a chicken right there. Need to get all the hearts. Just walk over them in these stages. Then there is another section there. We've got to shout at the hearts there on the table, and then we can get out. And basically what you're doing is spelling out messages, which is an interesting way of doing it. Let's see, let's get out of here. And we're done. Back into the corridor. So basically you do all three corridor sections, and then you will go out into the playground and see your beard. Anyway. So is this the dance hall? Yes. So basically, now you've got to pick up the hearts while avoiding the dancers, because if you come into contact with them, they will stun you for a few seconds, and then the teacher will obviously have an easier time of it. And you've got to watch out, because sometimes they will just random. There we go, and I'm caught. Boo. So yeah, it's just a really nice little game. Obviously, it does get harder as you play through. So once you've finished it once, it'll reset and start again with like I said, more hearts and more things to do. So yes, it becomes a lot more trivial than it previously was. You'll see what I mean when you actually play through. Now he could have. No! Oh, I got hit by the tin can. How bad is that? But yeah, I would say if you're into this sort of strategy type, arcadey type game, I think it might be worth your time getting this. I think you can grab this for free from certain places. I'm not going to disclose where, but it's fairly easy to grab hold of and load up into your favourite Spectrum emulator, or just load it up into the Spectrum itself for that genuine experience. So there you go. Love this game. Good fun. Few little niggles, but it's not going to knock the score down massively. Could have done with a multiplayer, but other than that, that's all there is to it. Anyway guys, I'll catch you next time. Keep it retro, and bye for now!